Hello and welcome to this very short and sweet yoga flow to get the body and the breath moving on this beautiful day. Hopefully it's as pleasant where you are. For today's practice, we are going to start in a seated position. That's going to look different for all of us. We may have our legs out, staggered, or a traditional cross-legged approach. So when you're ready, beginning to come into your easy seat. Hands coming onto the thighs. If you need a bit of grounding today, having the palms down. If you need a bit more energy, taking the back of the hands to the thighs or the knees. And just taking a few rounds of breath through the nose, if that's accessible. And with every inhale, just feeling the crown of the head beginning to lengthen. And as we exhale, the sit bones beginning to ground down into the earth. At the beginning of your next inhale, we're going to begin to circle at the waist and just beginning to invite some movement to the body. Maybe beginning to spiral the spine. And we'll begin to bring the shoulders back over the hips. And casually begin to take the arms up overhead, YMCA hovering, or maybe giving yourself a high five. And we're just going to begin to pedal the hands. And you might rub the hands together, they might widen. We're just making some space in the lower ribs, top of the hips. And we'll casually begin to find some stillness. And then cactusing the arms, opening up the chest. We'll take the arms up. We're going to begin to take a gentle twist. Left hand coming onto that right shin-near thigh. As I face you, I'm going to aspire to mirror. And if you need a bit more leverage, back of the hand to the thigh. Maybe this right hand comes around and binds or hooks with that left waist or hip. We'll gently begin to release, taking both arms back up overhead. And then we'll take that twist on the opposite side. Beginning to release the twist, taking the arms up overhead. And again, we'll cactus, opening up. And we'll take the hands up. We're going to take the hands behind us. You may take pretend pockets, maybe the fingertips in contact with the sit bones, elbows gravitating towards each other. Or you might take the fingertips or interlace the hands, opening up the chest. And if appropriate, we're going to begin to come to a gentle forward fold, hinging. And then we'll begin to lift the torso up. Beginning to release the hands if we've bound, going up overhead. And then hands down into the heart space. We're going to begin to transition into a tabletop position of all fours, coming onto the hands and the knees. In your own time, starfish hands, meaning seeing as much of the mat of the earth. Hands casually over the knees and beginning to tuck the toes. Let's begin to sit back for a moment, pressing into the finger pads, releasing the head. Childlike. And we'll begin to spring forward. We'll take that 2 more times. So as you exhale, taking the sit bones towards the heels, stretching the soles of the feet, releasing the head. Rippling forward. Last one. Forward. We'll begin to untuck the toes. You're going to begin to press the tops of the feet into the earth. Belly button to spine, flat back. Beginning to release the pressure, then you'll begin to point the toes. The tops of the feet may come away from the mat. Maybe the heels begin to come to the sit bones. Spreading the toes if that's comfortable. And then we'll casually begin to release the tops of the feet, tucking the toes. We're coming to our first downward dog. Taking the sit bones up and back. And you might begin to pedal, bending one knee and then the other, maybe heavily bending both. We'll begin to find some stillness. We're going to come into a three-legged dog. So shifting the weight into that left foot, lifting the right heel. Maybe we take that right foot up towards the sky. Toes pointing down rather than opening up. And we'll begin to bring knee to nose, rounding the spine. And then we'll send it back. And we'll begin to bring knee to nose. And then taking that foot between the hands. Slowly dripping that left knee down. We're going to begin to take a twist. Planting that left hand, right hand coming to the thigh, sky, or maybe the back, maybe the thumb up, palm. And we'll begin to press into that right foot, lifting the torso up. Maybe this left hand begins to go up towards the sky. Right hand to the hip, maybe to that left sit bone. Maybe we begin to take it towards the heel. We'll begin to take both arms up overhead. We're going to begin to take a sprinter's lunge. So beginning to straighten that right leg, hands coming down to support or sending them behind. Wobbling's expected. And then we'll begin to lift. Up overhead, beginning to cactus. And then we'll take that one more time. Arms going up, hinging, beginning to straighten. And inhaling the arms up overhead. And we'll cactus. Taking the arms up, we're going to begin to frame that front foot, tucking the back toes. Lifting the knee, we're coming back through to your three-legged dog. Taking that right leg back, maybe you begin to bend the knee. And we'll come through to our downward dog. Releasing the knees, coming to a child, to your choice of toes being tucked or un. Reconnecting with the breath. And casually beginning to come back through your table. Tucking the toes, downward dog. We're going to spread this all on the other side. Beginning to shift the weight to that right foot, lifting the left heel, your three-legged dog. We'll begin to bring the knee in towards the nose, rounding the spine. And taking the leg back up. Exhaling knee to nose, and then begin to plant that left foot between our hands. Kissing the right knee down, taking any extra support if necessary. We'll begin to take that twist, planting the right hand, left hand to the thigh. Sky or the back of the room. We'll begin to press, lifting up. Again, right hand might go up towards the sky, left hand to the hip. Maybe the right sit bone, calf, or the heel. Just pressing into that front left foot, making sure it's not lifting. We'll begin to bring both arms up overhead, crossing the wrists as we cactus. And we'll take the arms up. We'll begin to come into that sprinter's lunge. Inhaling, taking the arms back up overhead, taking your time, and cactusing. Taking the arms up, sprinter's lunge. And up.
We'll take the hands back down to frame that front foot, runner's lunge, tucking the back toe, lifting the knee, coming back through three-legged, and then downward dog. Releasing the heads. We'll begin to release the knees down to the earth, untucking the toes, coming back into a child's pose. Hands can stay in front. Maybe we make a pillow, maybe a prayer to the back of the head. We'll begin to release the hands, beginning to lift the torso up. We'll begin to take the arms back up overhead. We're going to cactus, opening up the chest. We'll take the arms up, and then we're going to take the hands behind. Your choice to pretend pockets. Fingertips are interlacing, opening up the chest. We can stay or we can begin to bow. Inhaling up. Releasing, taking the arms up overhead and then slowly down into the heart space. Thank you for taking this very short and sweet yoga flow with me. If you'd like to take a longer practice or add on to this practice, check out the links in the description, and I'll see you again soon.